This is Ashley's Corner. I'm gonna remind everybody to check out the liquor spot. We try to go on every Saturday night at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay? Uh man. Danny, let me holler at you. I know everybody should know by now that Danny Garcia is planning on moving up to 154. He's been planning, well, he's been saying that he wanted to move up to 154 for over a year now. But now he's getting a little closer to, being at that time where he moves up. So, I mean, I know everybody probably heard the story, so I'm going to fill you in quickly. He said that he wants to go up and be a three-division champion. Now, we all know at 154, most of the titles are held by King Charlo, is what I'm going to call him. Jamel Charlo, the younger brother. And then I think it's Brian Castano. Now, I would not like for Danny Garcia to go up there and take food out of Charlo's mouth because he did all of that hard work to get where he's at. So, and I don't think they should allow him to do that anyway, since he has no title at welterweight. So, for him to say for him to go for a title, everybody's saying that he's talking about Jamel Charlo. So, let me holler at you, Danny. Let me holler at you real quick. Now, no lie, when I heard this, that he said anything about Jamel Charlo, a lot of funny things came to mind, and I was going to make a funny video, but I'm not. I'm not. Because honestly, I'm kind of glad, that he plans on continuing his career. It's cool, and it's all right that he wants to fight the best person at 154, which would be Charlo. So I'm not even gonna be mad about it. I'm not. What I will say is that Danny Garcia has been pro since 2007. So he's been pro for 14 years, okay? He started at 147 pounds. He actually did. His pro debut wasn't at 140 or nothing like that. He started at 147 pounds. He fought at 140. He did a lot at 140, and then he moved up. And he's been fighting at 147 for the last 7 years. You feel me? Okay? So now he's about to move up to 154, cuz his what he says is that his main goal in boxing was to become to become a champion in three weight classes, was his words. Now, I do agree. You have done everything that you could do at 147 pounds. You fought everybody that you can fight because, everybody that you hasn't fought either doesn't matter or they ain't going to fight you. So you've done enough at that weight class. And I really don't think Danny has anything more than being a journeyman at welterweight. He's not going to become an unless he just sits it out for quite a while because he's not beating the champions that has the titles at that weight class. But at 154, isn't looking like his friend either. You know what I'm saying? Danny said, I will be the biggest name at 154 pounds, and they need someone to help them bring more light to the division. All right, bro, if that's the case, why even bring up Keith Thurman? I could fight Keith Thurman at 154 with a smile on your face on a high pitched voice. No, don't do that. No. No real boxing fan is going to want to see the same fighters fighting the same fighters over again at a different weight class. We don't want to see that. We don't even want to see you fight Thurman. Well, I know I don't want to see you fight Thurman at welterweight. So I definitely don't want to see you fight each other at 154. If anybody moves up to 154 from welterweight, we don't want to see y'all fight anybody that was a welterweight that you already fought at welterweight. Like, come on now. Can we get past it? If you really and truly want to help bring light to the division, then you should be fighting the men in that division. I don't think that's too much to ask. He wants a couple fights, then he's going for the gusto. Okay? The gusto is what he says. The gusto is Jamel Charlo. I'm guessing fights for you. I got a couple fights for you, Danny. And the first one is Nathaniel Gallimore, 21, 5, and 1. He fought at 160. He fought at 150. He's 5'11", 73-inch reach. He's from Kingston, Jamaica. He has a win over Jason Rosario. He has been in the ring with some pretty good fighters, but they're all losses. But he's fought J. Rock Williams. He's fought Patrick Texteria. He's fought Erickson Lubin, and the only time he's been stopped was recently versus last fight versus that versus that 6'5.5" phenom with the 80-inch reach, Sebastian Fundora. And I honestly think anybody in that weight class will get stopped by Fundora. Can get stopped by Fundora strictly because of that 80-inch reach, yo. He's a good, sturdy fighter. He's not gonna, bow out easily. He already has losses, and he's tough. I mean, even though he got stopped versus Fondora, bruh, that dude is 6'5.5", man. He looks ridiculous fighting at 160, man. At 154, he looks straight up ridiculous. But like, he is a tough fight, and I think he'll stay in there with Danny Garcia, and we'll see if Danny Garcia has exactly what he says. I will be able to. Danny's saying if he move up to 154, he will be able. And I quote, "I'll be able to be more active at that weight. I'll be strong. I will be able to throw more punches. I will be able to be a lot sharper and a lot stronger." If that's the case, we're gonna need to see it. And Nathaniel Gallimore is not nobody who runs around the ring. So I would love to see that for his first test. And for his second, if Danny Garcia can get through him, which he should, I would like to see him versus Brandon Adams. It's 23-3, 5'9" with a 70-inch reach. His last fight was versus some Ukraine guy. He was undefeated, 18-0. He was some big hype. Adams stopped him in 8 rounds, and he was considered to lose that fight, and he stopped him within 8 rounds, and that fight was at 154 pounds. Now, in my opinion, Brandon Adams should be fighting at 154 because of his height, mostly because of his height. But he fought at 160, and 160 was a bit much, in my opinion, even though he fought against Jermell Charlo. But Brandon Adams has a style, in my opinion, that Danny hasn't seen in a very long time. If he has seen that style, it was probably at 154. At 140 pounds. But Brandon Adams also fought Willie Monroe as well as Jermall Charlo, Big Charlo, at 160 pounds. And he went the distance with them both. He didn't get stopped. He didn't get dropped. He went the distance with them both. I believe he didn't get dropped. You can correct me on that if I'm wrong. Now, depending on how Danny gets through them, we will see if Danny takes another step up before getting another competition before he fights a champion at 154, or if he goes for the best, in that division, and just fight him, and that will be Jermall Charlo. And if so, Danny, I gotta say, Godspeed. You're going to need it. In my opinion, I don't see Danny getting no title at 154 anytime soon. He has a few more years. All right. Always like and subscribe to the channel. Peace.